Hey guys, I'm Maddie and welcome back to my channel. I am really in my reading era right now. I don't like using the word era. I'm not that type of person who says that, like, oh, I'm in my running era or my baking era. I'm like, right now, I'm just loving reading. And I know using the word era summarizes the phase of life that I'm in, but anyways, I digress. I am currently reading A Court of Frost and Starlight. This is the technically fourth book in the ACOTAR series, but it's the novella. Oh man. So I bought the ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses series for my birthday, which was in April, and I just started reading them 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago maybe? Not that long ago, like in November, and I'm loving it. I have flown through the first 3 books. I'm not struggling through this one. It's just a slower pace because it is a novella, so it's not as action-packed. I'm on page 65, and we get different point of views. We get Feyre, Rhys, Mor, and Cassian. So far, this is just like kind of a cutesy little feel-good winter solstice book. So far not much action has happened. They're kind of just preparing for the winter solstice. It's a lot of describing what it looks like and what it feels like and what the characters are experiencing after the shit show that took place in the first 3 books. Things are kind of like slowing down a little bit, getting back to more normal life. I'm not going to spoil anything, no spoilers at all, but yeah, it's just a little bit different and I'm enjoying it, but I think I'm also having a hard time accepting that I am almost done the series and I'm kind of in denial of it, and that's why I'm really slowing down, because I want to savor it and I don't want the series to end. Because A Court of Silver Flames, the final book, is following Nesta and Cassian and their relationship. So I am done with Feyre and Rhys, which is like so heartbreaking, and there is supposed to be another book coming out, but it probably won't be released until like 2025, 2026. So I don't know if I'm just not interested in this one or if I am just like procrastinating reading because I don't want it to end. I'm leaning towards the end, or to the latter, that I'm procrastinating it and putting off reading it because I don't want to leave this world. I love it so much. I get the hype. I truly get the hype about this series. And I'm excited to get into Nesta and Cassian's story. I've heard it's a lot spicier. The spice was very much oversold compared to what is actually in these books. Like, I would say maybe, like, there's nothing in the first book. In the second book, I think there might be like 1 scene, and in the third book, maybe like 3 scenes, maybe-ish. And like, they're kind of spicy, but not really. Like, it's pretty tame compared to some of the other stuff I've read. But apparently A Court of Silver Flames is where it's at, is where the smut is smutting and the spice is spicing. So I'm excited to get to that. But I do want to read this book and I really just want to savor it. I've kind of had this epiphany, this realization that I'm probably only going to read a book once. Yes, there's going to be some books I'm going to reread, like I have reread Fourth Wing, and some of my favorites I'm going to, but you only get the chance to read a book for the first time once, and I want to make the most of that. I want to fully dive in, not really skim over parts. Like, I want to fully immerse myself in the world and not just read to get through the book. I want to be able to experience it, if that makes sense. I want to romanticize reading a little bit more. Sometimes I feel like I just want to read to get the knowledge and not to actually like feel it, if that makes sense. To like really dive in and jump in with both feet. So that's what I'm trying to do with this book. It is super short. This is like, how many pages? 233, which is a lot shorter than the other ones. I think A Court of Silver Flames is the longest, and it is 750 pages. And they progressively get longer and longer. Like, I just want to give you a little update because I am loving reading again. There's a bit there where I was in a pretty big reading slump, and then I picked up A Court of Thorns and Roses, and it kind of has catapulted me and made me fall in love with reading all over again. And I have a huge list of books that I want to read next. But again, I'm trying to like pace myself and not get too ahead. I did also redo my bookshelf. Maybe I'll give you a tour of it tomorrow. It's like 10:30 at night right now and I'm sitting on the floor. But there's my bookshelf in all of her glory. She's quite beautiful. I've changed my room around again too. Shocker. But yeah, this was just a little late night check-in that I wanted to do with you because I was feeling chatty and I felt in the mood to pick up my camera. I've also not been in like a filming headspace. I don't know. The winter, so it started snowing here in Ontario in Canada. We got so much snow recently, and when it snows and the winter time is really when I want to film content. It's when I feel the most inspired, the most like cozy and just in my element, in my content creating element, and when I want to make the most of romanticizing my life. I think that comes with like a little bit of the seasonal depression, wanting to make the most of winter time and finding a reason to be happy during the day. That sounds so morbid. It's really not that deep, but yeah, I'm just so excited. I'm going to show you some of the gifts I have bought for people to give you some inspiration, to give you some ideas. Nothing I bought is groundbreaking. Let me just be very clear. It is pretty basic stuff. But let's get into, so for my boyfriend's family, we do like, we call it a Chinese gift exchange. I don't know what the actual name of it is, but it's like where you pick a gift, you open it, and then it can be stolen from you up to like 3 times. And you can't steal back from the person that stole from you. So yeah, so the limit, so it's just like a generic gift bought for like either male or female or unspecified. And the limit for that is $35. So I have a little gift box. The first thing is just this candle from Bath and Body Works. It is 'Tis the Season, and it smells like your average Christmas candle. Very warm and cozy. I don't know if the scent, rich red apple, sweet cinnamon, cedar wood. It smells great. I freaking love it. And then I picked up some of these chocolate chips. Literally, they are chocolate covered potato chips with salted caramel. This candle was like $12. These chocolate chips are $7. And then this is my favorite thing. I think this is the cutest. It's a set of matching mugs. Well, they're not matching. They're by the same brand and like the same style, but have different prints on them. So the first one has like these little skiers and snowboarders with a red handle and like a red rim. This one was $6. And then this one is like little woodland creatures with a mint green, lightish green handle and a green lit rim. And there's like bunnies and squirrels and Christmas trees, foxes, some deer. And it's kind of like a textured, dimpled mug. And then this one was also $6. I might add something more to this, like maybe some chocolates or some candies or something. But I just thought these were super cute and pretty general that anyone would appreciate them. And then for my mom's side of the family, we do kind of the same thing, the same generic gift exchange, but our limit is $100. So the first thing, this is, let me just kind of hold it up first. Okay, so this is everything. First things first, another candle from Bath and Body Works. This is Sugared Snickerdoodle, my favorite. I love the baked good scents. Oh, it's so good. I love it. And this one has warm spice, creamy vanilla, and sugared musk. And I think the front is just so cute. And then I actually have had these for about a year. I bought them in Target when I went to Florida last Christmas with my family. And it is these Hearth and Hand with Magnolia. Oh my gosh. A little bit of a theme going on here. These are by Magnolia, and it's a set of measuring cups and measuring spoons in like a stainless steel black. And this was an American, so these measuring cups were $8, and then the measuring spoons were also $8. But I think they're just so cute. I've had them, and I had all the intentions of using them and keeping them for myself. And then I just never took them out of the package, but I think it goes well with this, like the theme of my gift that I'm giving. And then I just noticed that these are both Magnolia. I have the Magnolia Table Cookbook, and this was $43.50. This is volume 2 by Joanna Gaines. I just think this is I would love to get a cookbook for Christmas, and what really inspired me to get this one is that at the beginning of this, it has like a guide to things. I don't want to crease it, but like there's some fresh herbs, herb pairings, seasoning blends, like how to create your own. Like this one has Cajun, apple pie spice, chai spice, pumpkin pie spice, fajita, taco, pizza. I think it's really cool. And then there's also a substitutions page. So if you don't have buttermilk, it shows you how to create your own buttermilk. And I think that's so handy and helpful and would be great to have on hand. And then to put it all in is one of these like little wooden tray type things, and it has like little brass handles on the side. This was $17. And then the final gift that, oh no, I actually have one more thing to show you after this one. But this gift is for Dustin's family again, with his immediate family. He has a huge immediate family, so we all draw names, and then our limit is, oh no. Okay, sorry, backtrack. This gift for my mom's family, this gift exchange, the limit is 75. I think I said 100 earlier, but the limit is 75. And then the limit for Dustin's immediate family gift exchange is 100. And I got his sister-in-law, so I got a few goodies for her. The first is this Love and Lore pajama set from Indigo. These are the softest pajamas. They are so freaking cute. This one is, I don't know if it's, oh, the pattern on it is cocktails. So as you can see, there's like some little glasses, some cherries, a little like whiskey glass, wine glass, martinis, little shaker, some sprigs, but they're in this really cute pink color. I love it. I would appreciate getting this as a gift. And then also from Indigo is one of these huge ass candles. This is in a green, and the scent is apple and cedar. Oh, it's so good, so good. It's a little like musky, almost like mahogany teak wood-ish, but not as like harsh and intense. But these pajamas were $70. This candle I think was $35. But it was all on sale a little bit, so I did go over budget slightly, but whatever. I like his sister-in-law, so it's okay. And then finally, just one of these crisscross claw clip. Try saying that 5 times fast, from Lululemon. And I think this was like $9. For my mom for Christmas, she wanted a new pair of gardening shears, so that's what I got her. These are just from Amazon. Gonicc, I think is how you pronounce the brand. These were like 20 bucks, I want to say. I got them on Black Friday, so they were like a really, really good deal. I think they were regular like 50, on sale for 20. Okay, next thing. This is just a little, next thing is a drink of coffee. Let's talk about some books. Let's start off with the books I've bought myself. I'm really trying not to buy books right now, especially before Christmas, because I have asked for a few books for Christmas, and just, you know, with the holiday season, I don't need to be buying myself stuff. I would like to get other people's gifts looked after first before buying for me. But, kind of ironic and not really sure what to do about it, but one of the box sets that I asked for Christmas is the Cruel Prince. Is that the Cursed Heir trilogy? I don't know. Anyways, but at Valley Village, I found the Wicked King, and is this the second book of the series? I want to say, I don't know. Let me look it up on Goodreads. But anyways, I got this hardcover of the Wicked King by Holly Black. The first book is The Cruel Prince, and it follows Jude, I think is her name, who's like a mortal person living in, like, she's an average human living in like a fae world. I don't know. Everybody talks about it, but I still have not read it. I think it's like young adult-ish. Holly Black is a very well-known author. She writes Five Survive, One of Us is Lying, those books. The Folk of the Air is what this trilogy is called. And yes, The Cruel Prince is the first book. The Lost Sisters is a novella. It's 1.5. Oh, The Wicked King is the second book, and then The Queen of Nothing is the third book. But yeah, so I actually asked for that trilogy for Christmas, and then after I asked for it, or like put it on my list for Dustin's family, I found this at Valley Village, so now I have the hardcover. And then when I was at HomeSense, I always check out their books because you just never know what you're gonna find, and they're always really good deals. And I found two that I got. Powerless and Powerful. Powerless is the first book in this series. I'm not sure. Reckless is out, and it's like technically the second book because Powerful is the novella. But this is by Lauren Roberts. This book was $17, so it was still actually cheaper to buy this at HomeSense compared to Indigo, even with my discount on Black Friday. And then Powerful is the novella, and this was $13. This is like a tiny little pocketbook. This is an average size book, and then like it's just, it doesn't seem that much smaller, but like when you're actually holding it in your hand, you're like, wow, this is tiny. This is dainty. And then let's just talk about what's on my TBR for the rest of December, because it is already the 5th. Crazy. But on the 17th, I have book club with my local library, and this book club meeting, the theme is holiday books. So I actually have two of them that I haven't read yet that I got from my free little library. The first one is The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. And this is about two twin sisters, Charlie and Cass. They switch places. I think to date other people or something. I don't really know, but it's around Christmas time and I'm excited to read this. But yeah, it's about two sisters who need to sort out their love lives. And then I have One Day in December by Josie Silver. This is like a second chance romance, I think. I don't know if that's actually what you want to call it, but like she sees this guy, they make eye contact, and then he like disappears and she never finds him again. But then at a Christmas party, they reunite. And the mysterious man that she saw earlier is actually dating her best friend. Oh my gosh, what follows for Lori, Sarah, and Jack is 10 years of friendship, heartbreak, roads not taken, and destinies reconsidered. I wonder what this is gonna be like. This could either be really good or not for me, but anyways, these are my two books that I'm going to be reading for book club. Book club, a half book for book club I might talk about is A Court of Frost and Starlight. I talked about this last night. I know I went into great detail about it, but since it follows a holiday, just not a holiday in like the real world, I thought that could be kind of fun to talk about and just discuss like a fantasy holiday fantasy world, because I think a few people from book club have read the ACOTAR series, so I'd be interested to hear their thoughts on this novella, because I am struggling through it, to be quite honest. I want to read it and I'm going to finish it, but it's just not catching me. I read a little bit more this morning and like nothing is happening. Like the amount of times we just hear Feyre talk about painting, being in a studio, how cold it is, how upset Tamlin is, and how Cassian is off with the Illyrian warriors just hanging out in the cold and the snow. Like, I get it. I get it. I'm just excited for the winter solstice to happen and to see what goes on. It's just not a letdown, but it's like a very harsh and abrupt stop to how fast-paced the first 3 books were moving, where I'm kind of just like, am I missing something? Like, is there something that should be going on? Like, is there some underlying message that is just going over my head? But anyways, another book that I would like to read this year yet is Bunny by Mona Awad. I've heard you either love or hate this book, that it's very weird and one of those like psychological thrillers. Like, I actually heard Destiny and Sarah talk about it on their podcast Bookmark with Des and Sarah. And that Sarah really didn't like this book and it's just weird, and like she thinks it's like kind of classified as a horror. I've also heard Newly Nova here on YouTube talk about it and how she wasn't sure how she felt after it. Like, she enjoyed it and it was a good book, but it's just like pretty complex about like female relationships and friendships and stuff. The Secret History meets Jennifer's Body. This brilliant, sharp, weird book skewers the heightened rhetoric of obsessive female friendships in a way I don't think I've ever seen before. I loved Bunny and couldn't put it down. And that's a little blurb from Kristen Rupinen. But yeah, anyways, I am looking forward to reading this book. It's pretty short, well, decently short, 305 pages. And she's actually a Canadian author, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, that's it for now. I'm going to, I don't know, I might read for a bit. It's like 10:30, not much going on. I am making some cheeseburger soup for tonight, but I need the meat to defrost, so I can't really do that until that happens. So I'm still reading A Court of Frost and Starlight. I just wanted to read this one little part to you. This isn't a spoiler or anything. Like, so I'm on chapter 19, page 173, and Rhys, Cassian, and Azriel are all up at the cabin where Feyre locked herself away when she was mad at Rhys, and then Rhys came and visited her there, and then they got it on that cabin where Moore took Feyre to have her little issue where she learned to paint again, this cabin. So the 3 of the men, the Illyrian warriors, are up there and they're having a snowball fight. This is where the snowball scene comes in. And then Moore and Feyre go up to join them. And I'm at the part where the 3 of them, Rhys, Cassian, and Azriel, all go into the Birkin? Is that what it's called? A birchin? Anyways, it's like a sauna. So they're in the sauna and Rhys and Feyre are talking to each other through their bond telepathically. And Rhys is suggesting a orgy, basically, asking Feyre if she would like to come into the naked sauna with him, Cassian, and Azriel. And she's like, I thought mates were territorial. And then Rhys goes, I'm always eager to learn what sparks your interest, Feyre darling. And then Feyre comes back with, I was promised a wall, Rhys. A pause, a long pause. Rhys says, I've taken you against a wall before. Feyre, these walls. Another long, long pause. It's bad for, and then this is Rhys. It's bad form to be at attention while in the birchin. I didn't get what it meant the first time, and then we fast forward, and then he gets kicked out of the birchin because he has a hard-on. Because at attention literally means he's got a hard-on. I let out when I realized what was being implied. Anyways, I just wanted to share that because I'm like, oh my god. What? Oh, this book is just, this one is like its whole own thing. Like, it is written completely different than the rest of the series, and I don't know if I love or hate it. It's still dragging on. I'm editing this, and I just wanted to say, warning, there are some minor spoilers, or like I'm referring to pretty big-ish plot points in the book. Not going in great detail, but just a heads up, if you don't want to listen to that, fast forward like a minute or two, and then you're gonna be good. And Feyre's kind of pissing me off how she addressed Lucien when he came back from the spring court, saying like how he doesn't feel necessarily welcomed or like a part of the family in the night court, and Feyre's like mad at him for that, which I think he has a right to feel that way because those aren't his people. His people were Tamlin and the spring court, and then Feyre set a dumpster fire to that and like screwed it all up. But now she's pissed off that he's like in this in-between and feels more alliance to Jurian and Vasa than he does to the Night Court. And it's like, babe, girl, what did you expect? Anyways, Rhys is pitching a tent in a sauna with his two brothers. Good time. This is turning into a bit of a reading vlog. What the actual hell did I just read? So this is chapter 22, I think. Yeah, chapter 22. And it's when Rhys and Feyre are getting it on up at the cabin again during the winter solstice to celebrate because this was his present to her. And while they're doing it, her gift to him is a vision, but it's kind of fuzzy what this vision is. It is what the bone carver told her. Maybe slight spoilers, so like skip ahead like a minute or so, but the bone carver told them, so spoiler now, the bone carver told them that they're gonna have a child, and the young boy who Feyre saw the bone carver as was her and Rhys's child. So, and she made that revelation at some point in a court of Wings and Ruin, I think. I think that's when she realized who she was seeing. But anyways, she told Rhys that's who the bone carver showed up to her as, was their child. And then when they're getting it on, Feyre either shows Rhys her pregnant, which is supposed to be a play on a breeding kink, but that's not how it came across to me and to a lot of other people. I looked up this thread on Reddit, and I had assumed that Feyre showed Rhys a picture of their son, and that Rhys was getting real turned on by their son, and I had so many questions. I'm like, that is what they want to think about when they're having their little sexy time, when they're getting down and dirty, is their son, and the picture of the bone carver as their son. So I don't know if Feyre's present to Rhys was the concept and her telling him that she wanted to get pregnant, but how she told him was a picture of the bone carver as their kid. And I don't know if the child showed up in her vision when they were having sex, or if it was her pregnant and the idea of her pregnant is what was shown to Rhys. I'm hoping it's the latter, that it was the thought of her being pregnant and the thought of Rhys getting her pregnant and of them having a child is what got him all hot and horny, and not seeing their actual kid. Because I am concerned if that is what it is. But anyways, I am giggling at this book. It is picking up now, but it's almost done. Like, there is... How many pages do I have left? Yeah, I have 20 pages left, so not much can happen, and these last 50 pages have been the best part of this whole book. The time has come just to give my final thoughts on this book. What a time! What a time this was! I have seen people comment that this leads up to A Court of Silver Flames really well, and that it is important to read this book to get information for the final book, for Cassian and Nesta's book. But I was dragging my feet. I'm gonna be so freaking honest. I give this 3.5 stars just because I love the characters, and nothing was wrong with this book, but it was like getting blue balls, like frig. Like even the spice scene was a letdown in this, and like the lead up to the winter solstice. The winter solstice was nothing. It was a gift exchange. They just exchanged gifts. No, I know it was supposed to be casual and low key and like family oriented, but like nothing. We were given nothing. All of this. Like, I know I'm like ranting and raving, and like it was so sweet, and it was like really nice just to see them live their normal lives, and that's why I'm giving it 3.5 stars. But just like, I wish there was more. Like, I wish there was more. Like, I loved what we got, but I just want a little bit more. And it was very interesting to have the different POVs. It was kind of, people said it's a nice palate cleanser, and that is very, very true. It's just nice to see them being together and seeing them interact in more normal ways, in more normal environment, not when they are having their lives threatened and danger is at every corner. It was nice to see Rhys and Tamlin interact a little bit as well too. It's nice to see Amryn happy and living her best life. But yeah, it was a fine book. I'm glad it wasn't any longer than the 233 pages, but I'm excited to move on to Nesta and Cassian's story, A Court of Silver Flames. I'm gonna read probably a book or two in between just because I need a little bit of a break. And not even a break. I just truly also don't want this series to end, so I'm putting off reading that book a little bit. I'm in no rush to finish this series. I think overall the series is a 5-star for me, but the books individually maybe are only like 4.5. Like, not Fourth Wing. I don't know. I feel like it's just been so long and drawn out that I kind of forget what happened in them. And I'm not even done yet, so just don't even listen to me actually just yet. Read the books and decide for yourself. I recommend reading them. I don't know what I'm talking about. I feel like I'm just a little muddled and my thoughts are a little bit blurry on the books because they were so long and so much happened, and then all of a sudden I just feel like I hit a roadblock with this one. But yeah, I love this series. I love Rhys and Feyre. I'm excited to get more POVs. I'm excited to see different views of, well, that is what a POV is there, Maddie, isn't it? Good job. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna end this video because it has gone on long enough and it turned into a Court of Frost and Starlight reading vlog, which that's a nice surprise. Not what I had planned on this video turning into, but here we are nonetheless. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!